Hey guys, just throwing a little bit of a video together this time, something a little bit different. I think we're all aware of one of these. This is what got me back into flying again. It's fly fixed wing, and then took a bit of a break. Girlfriend got me one of these for Christmas. Hooked ever since. So yeah, I think most of us will recognise one of these little Syma X5s. Haven't really used it really for about 3 years now, and I thought, what the hell can I do with it instead of it being sat on my wall? So I turned one into a bit of a rocket. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is going to be the world's fastest Syma X5. I've been rocking this thing now for about a week. Started as a bit of a joke, really, and because it just flies so beautifully, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna stick it into a little 3-inch frame, as I'm using 3-inch motors on it. I'm going to keep it, and I'll show you roughly what I've done. Okay, so first thing you want to do, by the way, if anybody's wondering why it's called Dark Edition, at the time it was one of the first upgrades that I did, and I put Micro Motor Warehouse Dark Edition motors on it. Yeah, it did make an improvement, so did the little range mod that you can do on your antennas. But after that, it gets a bit boring. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is crack it open. And I went with the SW version of the X5 just purely because on the standard X5 you had one of these weird motor mounts over here, and it makes this upgrade practically impossible. But with this one, first thing you want to do is rip every single bit of the electronics out, bin the lot. As soon as you've done that, remove these gearings, bin that. Then what you're left with is this hole here where the motor was, and this big round space here. Now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be cutting all of this area out here into what will look like a teardrop shape. You do that for all four motors. Down in the centre where you used to have everything sat, the next thing you want to do is all of these lines that are, you can see these bits of plastic, get rid of that. Try and snip it all out, grind it out, whatever works for you. Okay. Once you've ground the two pieces out, and pretty much top and bottom, you will be left with, alright, I know it doesn't look too pretty at the minute, I haven't filed it down yet, but you will be ended up with a shape like this. Now, then you'll be going to, and I'll include in the links down below, there's a chap on YouTube who started all of this, so I do not take credit for it, but I have made some improvements to what he's done, and the guy's a legend. Go onto his site, he includes the parts for 3D printing that you're going to be needing. Guy's called Caddx, and he's also got his own 3D printing link that I'll give down below. So what you'll be doing is, this guy has designed two pieces of motor mount, top and a bottom. He's also 3D printed a new, oops, there we go, this square piece here that everything sits on. Actually beautiful, really, really nice. I've only ever had to slightly modify it just up at the front here. I've had to include just a little bit of a bar just so I can get this tiny little micro camera. And once you've got your parts 3D printed and you've cut your holes out, what you'll be next needing to do, install the bottom piece, and I know it doesn't look too pretty, with a bit of epoxy, and then get the top piece. And what you want to do then is just, while the glue's setting, pop some screws in there, let it to set, about half an hour with this 30-minute epoxy, obviously, and once that's set, bang your motors in. Now, I had to get a little bit creative with this one because space is still a premium. So what I've gone with is a VTX and the cam on top. And I don't know if you can make out, but the stack that I've used on this, it's a Diatone Mamba Mini, 25 amp ESC, and the flight controller on top. It's not a complicated build. Took me maybe 6 hours, but what started as a bit of a joke has turned into, well, I'm going to say it's a toy rocket. Steve from UAV Futures has done a video on the quad that these motors came from, and it was clocked in at 87 mile an hour. Now I've been running this thing now for about a week, just on a 3S, because the 4S that I've ordered some Tattoo 650 4S. Unfortunately they're not here yet, so I've only been able to do a couple of quick videos. One of them's on my field today, and another one is in the car park, and I'll include those two vids next. If anybody else wants to show a bit more in depth on the build underneath, then I can do that. But the next video I'll show you the couple of runs that I've been doing, and it's surprisingly agile for, well, it's going to be, as I say, it just started off as a bit of a joke, but yeah, it's an absolute dream runner. Alright, any questions, shout below. Cheers.